Jak and Daxter may not have been a runaway hit, but apparently it was popular enough to warrant a sequel. While the first game was as sweet as a prom date, check that. This time around, things are a little more sinister.
Where would you be without me, eh, Dax?
Well, Jack, I probably wouldn't be 2 feet tall, fuzzy, and running around in a sewer without a pair of pants.
After jumping into a time warp at the end of the first game, the pair materializes 500 years later to find their former home in chaos. If you haven't figured it out by now, Jak is no longer the introverted mute he used to be.
Why don't I like the sound of that?
Come on, Dax. Let's go.
Now he can talk, and his style is a little more GQ and less shabby chic. After all, nothing says gritty like a little facial hair.
Slow down, Jack and a fat man. You two had better run that by me again.
But the biggest change is that Jak now has an alter ego called Dark Jak.
Something's happening to me.
Yes, that's all they came up with. Dark Jak. Dark Jak is indestructible and can spew lightning. This is a nice addition, considering Jak 2 is a much more difficult game than the original. It just takes 4 hits from enemies and you're dead. Oh yeah, that's going to appeal to the kids out there. And then there are the guns. Yes, that's right, guns. Thanks to a handy auto-aim feature, you won't be pulling your hair out trying to target enemies either. Fans of the first game shouldn't get their jump button in a tizzy. There's still plenty of hopping and bopping to be done. But the shooting is still the focus. You'll even escort allies through some of the levels.
Hello, cherries. Ready to hunt a few metalheads? Follow me, stick close, and watch my 6.
Though you already know how we feel about that. And forget about collecting gizmos. You'll only need to gather ammo for the guns and some crap called Dark Eco to transform Jak. In a nod to Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, Jak can jump on a hoverboard and trick it up. If you haven't figured it out by now, the name of the Jak 2 game is Dark and Gritty. Now adults can Jak 2, when Jak 2 is released at the end of the year. Yeah, Grand Theft Auto fans are gonna love that. But first, the sequel to a great platformer that came out a couple of years ago, and it just didn't sell that well. But now the main characters have gone through something of a change.
A sex change?
That would be a much, much different game, but it could have the same name. Here's our review of Jak 2.
Jack, easy now. Easy, buddy. It's your old pal Daxter, remember?
Daxter?
What the heck was that? Sheesh! Remind me not to piss you off.
Once upon a time, there was a game called Jak and Daxter.
Ow!
It was a fun game with fun characters, but some people thought it was too cute and too easy. So the developers tortured the main character, placed him in a dark, oppressive city, used inappropriate language,
How come we get all the crappy missions?
allowed him to steal flying vehicles whenever he wants, gave him a Tony Hawk-style hoverboard, and armed him to the teeth. In most cases, that's a recipe for disaster. But in the case of Jak 2, it's a recipe for tasty gaming gumbo. While Jak 2 may have everything and the kitchen sink, it's important to note that this game is a platformer at heart. So you'll have a good amount of doing the jumping to the platform and the jumping and the crumbling of the platform and the swinging around the bar. But now we have the addition of weapons, 4 in all. This makes combat far more central to the game and the challenges a lot more engaging and challenging. Unfortunately, the targeting is a bit loose, so it's best to play aggressively and wildly. It's less satisfying, but still fun. But that's really the tip of the iceberg in this puppy. For every regular platform level, there's another that's unexpected. Chasing down flying thingies and having to shoot eggs and the flying nasties that guard them. You just don't expect that. It's impossible to detail the sheer variety of activities in the game, plus they're almost all enjoyable and really, really challenging. So, make friends with the Grim Reaper, you will die. Again. Again. And again. All this challenge and fun is wrapped up snugly in one good-looking package. The character design is a real treat with characters like Tattoo Guy,
I don't like you.
Girl Behind Curtain,
People do get lucky.
and Marlon Brando.
I'll give you a sweet weapon upgrade.
Even better is the design of the city where the game takes place. This is not a happy land. Haven City is one oppressed joint, but it's an attractive oppression with narrow streets and canal slums. Which brings us to the main problem with Jak 2. While the city is huge, there's little more to do than travel through it. I mean, it looks so cool. I want to go there, and there, and there. Unfortunately, it's mainly used to have you spend an inordinate amount of time just going from point A to point B. While the city driving does slow the game down, the inclusion of it doesn't bring the game down with it. This is a fun, challenging game that's an impressive achievement. A 4 out of 5.
I'd like to give him a touching moment.
So sweet.
I still think he's kind of cute.
He is. I mean, I don't think he's cute in the... Anyway,
right,
we're not going there. Okay, as you can tell, it's the variety of gameplay in Jak 2 that its main point. I mean, you have shooting, platforming, there's driving, there's more shooting, it goes on and on and on. And the best part is, it's really challenging. You will spend hour after hour on this puppy.